This weekend, a Southern institution is opening its largest restaurant in the country's biggest city. Chick Fil A, which has more than 1,900 stores nationwide, is unveiling its first freestanding franchise right here in New York City. Vladimir Duthiers of our digital network CBSN is inside the restaurant right now that will compete with more than 7,000 other fast food eateries in the Big Apple. Vlad, good morning.
Good morning. This three-story, 5,000 square foot restaurant with the 8 registers you see here behind me officially opens tomorrow. This is a chain that doesn't have a lot of restaurants across the country, but it is looking to take on some of the biggest and most discerning markets. It's the same sandwich Chick Fil A invented over 50 years ago. A breaded fried chicken breast served on a buttered bun with 2 pickles. It has a loyal, borderline obsessive following. It sounds so simple, but clearly, if it were that simple, there'd be thousands of people replicating the flavor, the taste.
They can try, but I don't think they can duplicate what we do right here. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Oscar Fittipaldi is a former ship captain. Now he's in charge of running Chick Fil A's largest operation yet, right here in the middle of Manhattan. If you had to say there was one thing that people don't know about Chick Fil A, what do you think it is?
I think they don't understand our culture. The food is just the vehicle that we use, but the service, through service, we create memories worth repeating.
That service started in 1967, when S. Truett Cathy opened the first Chick Fil A in Atlanta, Georgia. Truett died last year, but the company remained family-owned, and they still adhere to Cathy Christian values. David Farmer is Chick Fil A's Vice President of Product Strategy.
Truett used to say he thinks of Chick Fil A as a business that is consistent with biblical values, and he would say those are good business values, too.
While Chick Fil A has just a fraction of the number of restaurants McDonald's does, they make $500,000 more on average per store. They sell more chicken than Kentucky Fried Chicken.
We have to work really, really hard. We can never rest on the success that we've had in the past. We do millions of transactions every day. We've got to get out there and earn it all over again.
Which they had to do in 2012, when those values ran afoul of public sentiment. In several interviews, CEO Dan Cathy affirmed his support for traditional marriage. He said on a conservative radio show,
I pray God's mercy on our generation that has such a prideful, arrogant attitude, to think that we would, the audacity to try to redefine what marriage is all about.
Marriage equality supporters staged protests and boycotts. In response, the company stopped donating to several conservative groups.
We're really just trying to back away from politics and say there are people that are in a better position to do that. We'll stick to what we know, and that's what we're trying to practice now.
So somebody who is a Muslim or Jewish could become an operator of a Chick Fil A. That's not an issue?
Oh, absolutely. What we want to know is, do you love serving people? Are you excited about getting out there and building a business? That's what we're interested in.
Even here in New York City, the city that never sleeps, this Chick Fil A will be closed on Sundays, just like all of their other locations across the country, part of the core Cathy Christian values, Nora.
All right, Vlad, thank you. I've never had Chick Fil A.
Makes me want one.
It makes me want one as well, just to see what.
Where we been hanging out.
I know.